Hello everybody, I'm George, the guitar gear guru from Beau Monde Guitars, and I'm here with Rob Chapman and Rabea Massaad from the band Dorje.
Woo!
Hello.
Yeah, nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. We just saw you rock the house, so I have a few questions for you.
Awesome.
When did you both start playing guitar?
When did you both start guitar?
I started playing when I was about 15, and I was nearly 16 actually. I snapped a ligament in my leg skateboarding and I couldn't drum anymore, so I picked up the guitar and started very late. Actually, we started around the same time, but obviously you were 16
But when
before
Rabea
I
started,
was.
he was really good. And when I started, when I was 16, I was really bad. And it took me a while to get any good. I just got annoyed with my friends telling me I was rubbish. So I shut myself in a room.
You showed them.
Well,
Yeah, you did.
I wouldn't like to say that, but I certainly improved from playing my UT chops.
Well, what got you two interested in playing in the first place?
Well, my dad was a guitar player when I was a kid. I used to see him do some shows and stuff, always into like heavy, shreddy stuff, but I think it was because they were lying around the house and I wasn't able to drum and I was just wanted to play, so I just ended up trying to play the guitar. And I think there was some work going on at my house, and the plumber guy who came around, he was like, "Oh, do you like Metallica?" I was like, "I haven't really listened to Metallica." He goes, "Oh, I'll bring you around some tab books," and he brought me around some Master of Puppets tab books, and that was a big help.
Do you owe your entire career to a plumber?
Who knows? Maybe.
What did I do? Oh man. I was playing really bad attempts at sort of YouTube stuff from Joshua Tree and Blood Red Sky. I actually really enjoyed Rattle and Hum as well. And then my uncle saved me and said, "Have you ever heard Black Sabbath?" And I'm like, "Well, no, that sounds really scary." And put on some Sabbath, and I was like, "Wait a minute. This is what I want to do with the rest of my life."
Definitely after hearing that, right?
Flowed from there, and then things got worse.
How did you and Rabea meet?
I needed to buy a pizza because I was very hungry, and I was in a place called Guildford where Anderton's exists in England. And I walked into a pub called
The Stoke.
the Stoke, and I purchased a pizza, and he was the man I purchased it from.
I was working behind the bar at the time.
I said, "Please may I order a pizza with an entire band?"
Well, that in essence, in a nutshell, that's what happened.
It wasn't in a nutshell though.
No, it wasn't. It was actually in a doughy pizza base where there was a bit of passata on top, some olives and things like that. No, seriously. I recognised him from YouTube because I was looking up some videos on some old Washburn stuff. So I remembered him from then. And because he'd cut all his hair off at the time, because he donated it to kids with cancer. He's such a nice guy. And he goes, "Yeah, can I order a pizza?" And I was like, "I swear I recognise this guy." And I was like, "Aren't you from YouTube?" And he was like, "Yes, I am from YouTube." And he gets it all the time. But what he didn't get all the time was someone going, "Do you want to jam? We should, I'm a guitar player. It would be cool if we..." And he had a strong gut feeling at the point.
I took one look and I was like, "This guy's going to be in a band with me." I just instinctively knew. And it turned out that he was living with a drummer and a bassist, and they had a singer recently depart. And so I took the entire band.
That's kind of how it happened. It went down
Serendipity.
really quick time. Yeah. And you were just putting on Monkey Fest the end of the month that we met.
Yeah.
And so I ended up playing at Monkey Fest with Dave on bass, and then
Which is a festival I had in the UK.
it all just built from there. And then we just made Dorje after happily ever after.
We made Dorje.
Yeah, we did.
What are some of your influences?
I'm really influenced by chicken wings. I'm a big fan of Adidas. I particularly enjoyed the Dario strings, Peter Green, Alison Krauss, Union Station, the early metal stuff like Metallica, Megadeth, Sepultura, Testament. And I got really into Joe Satriani, Mike Friedman, Steve Vai, Kip Winger, Red Beach. And then I got into Nina Bettencourt, and then I got into Dweezil Zappa, Tina Turner, everybody.
Yeah. To be honest, in terms of like guitar playing, very much Nuno Bettencourt was like the main one because my dad used to love Extreme and he used to play it to me when I was a kid and be like, "You should play guitar like this guy." But like guys like Joe Satriani, there was a bit of Steve Vai and John Petrucci I used to listen to when I was first starting out, and then learning more about guitar players. Philip Sayce, Derek Trucks was a recent addition to the influential. John Mayer, I love John Mayer's playing. Dave Gilmour, and then like bands wise, there was Incubus, Absolutely love Incubus. Carnival are my favourite band. Then bands like Limp Bizkit and a lot of new metal stuff. Korn, Limp Bizkit, Slipknot. There's so many influences. But
it's good for Dorje because Bea's really into the sort of that new metal-y kind of. We grew up on that kind of thing, didn't we?
Yeah.
Whereas I was more Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, that kind of vibe, Bay Area grunge.
So we've kind of got that whole bluesy, grungy, yet riffy, aggressive sound.
We're aggressive people.
Well, of course.
Are we?
Why wouldn't you be? What are some of the reasons why you wanted to start your own guitar line?
I didn't. I never knew it was going to happen. This is. I'm the guy in this chair who didn't know he was going to get a guitar company and never intended to start one, and now I have one. Very long story, many times told very short. I was demonstrating an acoustic guitar for a company called Faith Acoustic Guitars, who were brilliant, and the owner turned up at the same venue that I was demonstrating the guitars at, and was amazed that people wanted, an autograph or a photograph or a hug or something, And he was like, "Why are you getting all this attention? You're not famous." And I said, "Well, it's YouTube. People are finding me on YouTube, and as a result, they want to make contact." And he got it. He said, "It's like Radio Caroline. It's like pirate radio back in the 60s, and YouTube's the new vehicle, and I want to help you, and you'll in turn help us. So how about we do a signature guitar, or maybe make 50 Strats?" And I thought, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. And he said, "Just go home, come back, send us an email, tell us what you want, we'll make them, we'll sell them, be good for you, good for us." So I went home, and I went to YouTube, and I said, "Guys, what do you want? Because I'm agnostic to different styles of guitar. I love them all, So what do you want? Because you guys are going to buy it." And they voted, and they decided to make ML1. We made 500 of them. We sold them all. And the gentleman who'd offered me this signature guitar, who was the owner of the company, he was retiring. And as a kind of parting gesture, said that this is way bigger than we ever thought. This really should be your own brand. Take it on. We'll sort of step away, and it's your thing. So give it a name. So I'm like, "Well, I'll call it Chapman Guitars." And he went, "You've got a guitar company now." And I was like, "What? What just happened?"
What were some of the things that you couldn't find in other guitars that you wanted in your own brand?
Well, it's the typical kind of sort of I've owned a lot of guitars and loved them all. So that's a very difficult question to answer, but I'd say that what I was definitely looking for with ML1 was a bolt-on but heavy guitar, so that you get the mixture of the low sound with the high snappy sound, and like a jack of all trades and a master of all of them as well. Because it's like a Swiss Army knife. It's got all the tones, all the pickups.
Everything you would ever need.
But everything you'd ever need, really. It plays like a really, really high-end guitar, but it's a mega affordable piece of gear. For me, the thing is that because the guitars are collaboratively designed, now I never know what's coming to market unless it's a signature model,
It's exciting.
It's beyond, I'm doing this all day long. I've got bruises from pinching myself,
How did you and Rabea get hooked up with Victory amps?
So a friend of mine, he's now a friend of mine, was really interested in what I was doing with YouTube and loved the playing, loved the band. His name is Martin Kidd. And Martin Kidd is the designer for Victory amps. And so he contacted me and asked if I would like to do a signature amplifier with Victory. And I was blown away. This guy's a legend in Europe for making amplifiers for other brands as well as Victory previously. So I brought out the Silverback. Obviously, because Beer and I and bands together, we recorded with the Silverback. And
it was just, I guess, because obviously Rob being a Victory artist now and doing the signature amp line and stuff, and they knew we were playing in the same band, they kind of assumed that I'd, use a Victory amp. So I've used a couple of them, but then when it came to the sort of newer stuff, I was just asked, what do you think we should do? As opposed to, I'm not actually a Victory artist or endorsed by Victory.
he's a free hired gun.
It's more with amplifiers. I like to use anything because they all do different jobs. So I'm kind of like prefer to be kept sort of whatever I want to use. But particularly the new line, the Kraken, was very much we'd like your input. So just by knowing Rob, really, that's how I got involved. That's basically how I got a music career, knowing this guy.
What are you talking about? It's your incredible chops.
Well, that's the starting block. But I mean, having not met Rob, I wouldn't be sat here. You know what I mean? So thanks, bro.
So how's the new Dorje record coming?
Oh, it's sick. It's the best thing we've ever done in our lives musically.
It's so good.
It is beyond incredible. It is. You know when you've had that incredible bite of pizza that you've been waiting for all day, and you're really hungry, and your teeth go through and it just hits the tongue, and you get that. It's almost sore here because it just moves parts of you that you don't know move. It's better than that.
It's always food with you, isn't it? It's great.
What did you guys use on the new record for amps?
We OR50, Silverback 1, Silverback 2,
JVM 5150 Mark 1, and a Mark 2, Healy Sapphire. What else did we use?
Dark Terror somewhere? I can't remember now.
It was the OR100 is what we used.
Oh, yeah. OR100.
We've already listed like 7 or 8 amplifiers.
Wow, yeah.
We used a lot of amps.
We used a lot of amps, we used a lot of guitars, obviously your classics, your Tellys, your Strats, Gibson Les Pauls.
We do a lot of blending.
Yeah,
A lot
PRS.
of different things.
Typically we'll have 2 or 3 guitar tones in a guitar you hear. There'll be a desaturated clean, a slightly saturated, and then a slight crunch.
What we actually ended up doing this time on the album, which was different from the EP, was that we did, each of us, when we recorded, we had a rig in stereo. So we had 2 amps running into 2 cabs at the same time.
Yeah.
So when you double track, you've essentially got 4 guitar tracks, even though you've only played the performance twice.
It's thick.
Yeah, very thick.
Yeah.
It's come out real good though.
Thick like grits.
And we're just excited, man. Like hearing the tunes in an album application with I mean, this guy vocally, what happened? I don't know where it came from. It's just like Chris Cornell had a love child who's nearly 40.
I just learned to sing. I didn't
great.
learn to sing before, and now I did, which really helped.
But we've done great songs. Like sitting back and listening to them is different from just playing them live and in a rehearsal room. When you sit back and listen to them and you go, we're really excited to show everyone what we've managed to create. So I really hope people like it. I hope you guys like it.
Can you let us know when the Kraken and the Red Dwarf is going to be available?
Red Dwarf is available probably about a month and a half from now.
Same time as the Kraken, I believe.
Wow, I
Yeah,
can't
really
wait for
soon.
that.
Like new lines.
Can we?
Yeah.
I mean, we ran through to get the prototypes ready. They shipped them straight to us.
Yeah.
I took them straight to America for this tour. It was
I saw the video,
real
I was
quick.
so excited. I'm like, he's coming to our store with that amp.
Yeah. They're literally hot off the press straight to the United
And
States.
there are barely, I mean, these are protos. We have made some very slight changes to the production models. For example, mine will be a little bit louder all over, but not much. And I'll have a tiny bit more gain, but not a lot, like literally like 5% more gain. And you want less gain?
gain. Yeah, but that's the beauty of prototyping. You can you can road test them and then decide what you want it to be perfect.
And that's about all we have for you guys today.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, thanks for having us.
It's been an absolute
thank you
pleasure.
for coming. I'm the guitar gear guru from Beau Monde Guitars. Telling everybody thank you for tuning in. And that's Rabea and Rob, right?
Guys, you take it easy.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.